Alrighty. Yo. Okay, we're hot. Speaker is on. Camera is rolling. Hi, my name is Wes.
And I'm older Wes.
And we're here today to do a reaction to some of my favorite music. My dad is here with me. We're going to be diving into the discography, to me, of the greatest artist of the 21st century.
Whoa.
Yeah, so for me to put this stamp on this, I want you to know. A lot. And I might be hyping it up too much. I don't want to affect you too much of how you're viewing your lens.
Right.
But this, to me, this man's work is the greatest music of the 21st century. So it's Frank Ocean. We're here today to react to Frank Ocean.
I have become a fan. Don't follow his work as often, but you turned me on to him. I saw him perform on a Saturday Night Live performance. I've even also, I think I mentioned another episode of something we did where I post some of the other artists' music. But I've posted some of his music when I post to my friends who like what I do. So there's various genres of music that I dabble in, and that's one. But I like the song, and I'm trying to remember the song now. It's some time ago. However, I did post and got a lot of love from that post.
That is a beautiful thing, because it is hard to know anything about Frank Ocean. He's one of the most enigmatic figures in the art world right now.
Okay.
For most of his time, like we talked about how Drake, we just did a Drake video. We talked about how Drake is very much in the public eye.
Right.
He's always, he's a meme of himself at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Ocean is the exact opposite of that. Frank Ocean at any point is somewhere in Japan, alone in some rural part of that you won't hear from him.
Okay.
Or we living in New York and people will randomly see him biking once every 6 months. There's only a handful of interviews with Frank Ocean on the internet. But when he does bare his soul, when he does give his art, it's very, very open and vulnerable. Some of the most vulnerable, viscerally vulnerable. It's really crazy. So Frank, and he's just a genius. Just musically, he does write, compose.
Was he a part of some other group at one time?
He was a part of Odd Future. Look at you.
Okay.
Odd Future was a young, rebellious, almost anarchy kind of youthful energy in like 2010. I was in high school, freshman year, when Odd Future.
Was Tyler the Creator part of that too?
Yes, Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt. Look at you. He's definitely branched out from that, and now he's making the most avant-garde hip hop, soul, neo, post R&B, futuristic music you can make. Okay. So we're gonna dive into his discography. The first song that we're gonna listen to today is probably in my top 5 Frank Ocean songs. It's called Nights. It's on the album Blonde that was made in 2016. He only has 2 studio albums ever. So this is from his sophomore effort. Blonde is still in the Billboard Top 100.
Really?
Even though it's 5 years later.
That says a lot.
Yeah, it's I think now even the sounds on Blonde, people are just now catching up to it. Like, it's still, no matter how many times I listen to it, it sounds equal parts nostalgic and futuristic at the same time. It's really
That's
crazy.
hard to accomplish that.
The man did something amazing.
Okay. Round the city, round the clock, everybody needs you. No, you can't make everybody equal. Read you while your eyes well up. Did you call me from a seance? You were from my past life. Hope you're doing well, bro. I've been out here head first. Always like the head first. Signal coming in and out. Hope you're doing well, bro. Everybody needs you. Everybody needs you. New beginnings. New beginnings. Start your day, bro. Can't keep being late, oh, you need the money, you gon' survive. Every night, every day, dropping baby off at home before my night. You know I can hear that in the night. Kumbaya, wanna see Nirvana, but don't wanna die. Stressed out, shit this every day. Shut the fuck up, I don't want no conversation. Rolling marijuana, that's a cheap vacation. My everyday shit, every night shit, every day shit.
verse? Hey, we'll keep it going.
I gotta keep it going.
Go ahead. Keep it going, yeah.
Every night fucks every day up. Every day patches the night up. Rich and self-made millionaire status. Only could
Feels like a
only eat
warm
on his own
blanket.
occasion. After Trina hit, I had to transfer campus. Your apartment I didn't use since where I waited. Staying with you when I didn't have a address. Fucking on you when I didn't own a mattress. Working on a way to make it out of Texas. Every night. Baby, I've been on you for my night. Yeah. You know I can handle it. Spend the night. My gosh.
Whew.
You felt that?
That before I get into this song in context, initial thoughts on your part.
It seems like life's a bitch, man. I mean, that's what it seems like. And I'll be honest with you, okay? Now, what I think I know is he's bisexual.
Yes.
Okay. And it almost drives me to think he's talking about another man. It may very well be, just maybe a lover, maybe whatever. But I think that he is kind of revealing himself to be sort of tired of the same old shit, doing what you got to do, but being able to understand that there is, obviously, there's someone that he wants to get past the regular stuff. It seems like, I mean, he made several little comments, but the continuation is there. It's a cycle.
Yeah, it never stops. I think you got a glimpse of what he was talking about, because for me this song is life.
Okay.
Like especially at the beginning of the song, this is one of the few songs on Blind that has drums on it and present rhythm. And at the beginning you start with this drum, and he's talking about, it's basically mirroring a relationship with drugs. Round the city, round the clock, everybody needs you. It's like the drug dealer, and it's this high that he's chasing, and you ain't got nobody being honest with you. So all this kind of stuff is going on. Breathe till I evaporated. My whole body see through. So like he's a ghost.
Okay.
He's not even really himself. He's high on life. The same thing Drake was talking about with like the ride. He's on a ride kind of sort of. So he's going with all this stuff that's happening, and it never stops. It's constant motion. He talks about killers in the city. Like every night they're shooting all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Shooters killing left and right, working through your worst nights. Like no matter how bad it gets, you still working. You still gotta.
Is he the drug dealer or is he the drug user?
Both.
Okay. This
album and Frank Ocean in general, which is why I love him so much. There's duality and multiplicity in everything. Okay. So every line has multiple meanings. Okay. Like for me, I never looked at the lyrics of this song ever. So for it to be like every day shit, every night shit, I don't even think about that in my mind. Like I hear it as every day shift, every night shift. Right. Like I'm on a shift as a job. And Genius is known for getting lyrics different and wrong. So it's really kind of like arbitrary. But
it still has the same
But the thing
meaning.
is, he probably meant both ways. Right. And the way that you hear it, the way it hits your ear is usually based on like your own experiences. You feel in your own kind of context. If I get my money right, you know I won't need you. So like that line when I first heard it really resonated with me. I feel like there's so many people in life. It's like I would not interact with you if I didn't have to. If everything was all right, if everything was like completely copacetic in my life, I had everything I needed. You know, if I did, I wouldn't need you. Right. And that's the same way that he's talking to people in life. He's talking to the being a drug dealer, to the customers, the clientele, being a drug user, to the drug. Right. Like if I was okay, I wouldn't need to be doing any of this kind of stuff. Did I call you from a seance? You were from a past life. The way that he just talks about things that we all experience, like people coming in and out of our lives, all that kind of stuff. But the wordplay. You call me from a seance? You were from a past life. I hope you're doing well, bro. I've been out here head first. Always like the head first. So all those things are just like, basically, I'm really living. I'm really caught in this cycle of day and night. And it doesn't ever kind of quit. New beginnings, the sun's going down. It's time to start your day, bro. I always found that, for me, I felt like he was talking to himself. It's like, it's time to start your day, bro. Can't keep being laid up. No, you need the money if you're gonna survive. You gotta keep going. That last night was bad. Yeah. But hey, the day's always gonna patch the night up. And then every day you wake up with the same problems that your past self landed you. And it's an endless cycle of just day and night, and they blend together. Okay. Like I talked to you a couple times about how I dream at night so vividly that I don't really sleep. Right. This song is like quintessentially capturing that feeling. Another thing that I want to touch on, is this album's duality. So this song comes in the middle of the album. The album is an hour long exactly. And this is at the 30-minute mark when that beat changes, where you get the and it just like the beat changes and you get that warm blanket of a bass coming over you, and his voice gets pitched up, and that's supposed to represent the come down, the crash after the drug.
Okay.
So you get those guitars leading up to it,
Right.
like you're zooted.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently he was talking about a cocaine addiction that he had at the time, but he's on it. He's da 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 da, and out of nowhere, crash, like, and the record skips, and then you get the bass come in, and then it's this somber, reflective tone of him having to pick up all the pieces from what he was just talking about, all that stuff that he had to do.
So it's what he say, rolling marijuana is a cheap vacation.
It's a cheap vacation. On God, you should match it. It's that KO, no white lighters till I F my 28th up. You ever heard of the White Lighter Club?
No.
So there's a lot of famous artists, Jimi Hendrix, Amy Winehouse.
Oh.
They died before their 28th birthday.
Right.
People are found with like white lighters in their pockets.
All of them? Or most of them?
Yeah, it's like a thing. And like for the longest time, I had friends. They'd be like, anytime a person had a white lighter, they would throw it away. It's like, yo, that's bad luck. Like the life that he's living, he's on that same path. So he doesn't even want to use a white lighter till he gets past his 28th birthday.
Okay.
Because he recognizes like this is the kind of life that gets you into that era where you're gonna die early.
And he wants to see Nirvana, but doesn't want to die yet.
You get that bar?
Yeah.
You like it's the same thing Drake does, except I feel like it's a little more. It's a little more in depth. Like it's subtle, profound, but it's like more of a bar. I want to see Nirvana, but I don't want to die yet.
Okay.
Nirvana, the band, the lead singer, of course, blew his brains out. Kurt Cobain.
Right.
If you want to see them live, you're gonna have to be in what we think of as an afterlife.
Right.
But I want to see it, but I don't want to die yet. I also want to see inner peace. I want to reach Nirvana in this life.
Yeah.
I think that the Nirvana is here. I don't want to die to reach heaven. I want to have my heaven while I'm here, kind of thing. All that is said. At the same time, he means both of the ways, and it's so easy to grasp both of the ways at the same time. It's like you just come out on a cloud.
Okay.
It's just. Alright, so that was from the album Blonde 2016. Pyramids is from his first studio album called Channel Orange.
He's only had two.
Only had two.
Alright.
This
it's called what again?
Channel Orange.
Channel Orange.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the orange reference?
So like the color orange in general. Like what does orange sound like? Like if you were to make a task of what does orange sound like? Like Stevie Wonder made In the Key of Life.
Yeah.
Like this is what life sounds like. And
right.
I think he did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he did.
But Frank Ocean draws a lot of inspiration from people like Stevie Wonder.
Okay.
So when he makes Channel Orange, it's truly like this is the color orange.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is from Channel Orange. Any more context I want to give to you? Nah, we don't need context.
There's a thief out on the roof. And for my picture, bring her back to picture. Run, crown of our family, front of our picture. Like rising, our hair like cashmere as we rock to the rhythm on the palace floor. I'm chandeliers inside the pyramids, tremble from the force. Cymbals crash inside the pyramids, voices fill up the halls.
What you feeling so far?
I like the music. I like the beat. Is it electronic? I mean, all of it's electronic.
It's a lot of synth. There's a lot of automated kind of stuff. He combines a lot of different, like, futuristic sounds.
Which has that, yeah, I said like with electronic with it, but it sounds futuristic. It sounds very upbeat. It starts a tale that you want to hear more about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I like the vibe.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We're gonna keep it going, and I'm glad that you're talking about the story, because the story is really big in this track. So keep following along with that story.
What good is a jewel that is still precious? How could you run off on me? How could you run off on us? You feel like God inside that gold. Find you laying down, Samson, in his full head of hair. Oh, no more she lives, no more sunlight in the room. Oh, no more. He has killed Cleopatra. She's working at the pyramid tonight. Working at the pyramid. Working at the pyramid tonight. Yeah. Working at the pyramid. Oh, yeah.
It's a long, epic little tale we got going on. So you piece together. It starts with basically it's a story about royalty, like a king and a queen.
Right.
A crazy relationship. He mentions Cleopatra a lot. We know Cleopatra was the queen of Egypt.
Right.
And we see this transition. So as the beat transitions from this old kind of like powerful, the guards are catching the thieves that are taking the jewels. Like, what's the jewel if it's not still precious? This thing was a precious thing, but now it's been stolen from us as a people. And it's almost speaking to like love, especially like in modern day Western Black American love. We used to be this real sacred kind of thing, and then we have the beat change and we go to like modern day time.
Pyramids, the strip club.
Yeah, so now the pyramids went from the pyramids to the strip club.
Okay.
This girl is working in the strip club, probably doing more. She's probably like a prostitute living like an everyday life. The sun's coming through the motel blinds. I wake up to a girl for now. Let's call her Cleopatra.
Right. So a transition over time.
Yeah.
And who Cleopatra is.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's been the same thing. Like it's been the black woman. It's been the original people
Queen.
that we are.
I like this particular line here. You feel like God inside that gold.
Yeah.
And I thought that was. I mean, I've never seen that before. Thought that way. But you can't make gold without God. Can you?
You feel like God inside that gold.
Okay.
Found you laying down with Samson with his full head of hair. And all the imagery here, the way that he uses like a biblical figure like Samson to illustrate a point of adultery and of betrayal, because he was betrayed by his woman.
True.
And all kind of stuff. He's painting this picture using ancient mythology and different kind of feelings. Even the music. Like the dun 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 dun. The notes, if you put them on a chart, would make a pyramid.
Interesting.
Yeah, even
That's
with
deep.
the timing of it. Like it's
Okay.
all he's very intentional about everything that he does.
Okay.
So he's really painting this whole and kind of visual, and then it zooms out and you go through space and time. You really feel like that. Like you're really moving through space and time, and then you arrive at the modern day, and now it's a parallel.
Hotel, working the pyramid tonight. Okay.
So we're gonna continue with the modern day story.
Bubbles in my champagne, let it be some jazz playing. Top floor motel suite, twisting my cigars. Floor model TV with the VCR. Got rubies in my damn chain. Whip ain't got no gas tank, but it still got wood grain. Got your girl working for me. Hit the strip and my bills paid. That keep my bills paid.
I believe it's John Mayer at the end right here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he helped produce this. And it just glides you out. Like I said, it's a very it transports you almost. Like it's a very strong track, production wise.
Yeah.
And sometimes with tracks that are so strong production wise, the artist gets drowned out. But I feel like that doesn't happen with Frank Ocean. I feel like the story is still there. The wordplay is still there.
Right.
The emotions in his singing really
So this
shines
is really
through.
an add-on. I mean, it's really more so than a distraction. It's a plus.
Yeah.
Because you go into it, then you're making the transitions from historical pyramids to current day pyramidal kind of stuff, and then you walking away from it. Is pyramid also euphemism for just walking the street and being a prostitute, or pyramid was strip club?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like
because your love is not free anymore.
Right.
Drake talks about it. I feel like they probably do more than just. Probably these days probably got an OnlyFans. Probably does a little sex work over here, doing all kinds of stuff. So it's really talking about just the truly the plight of that woman on that strip. And at one point
she was a queen, and now she's.
Yeah, everybody calls people like black queen and all kind of stuff.
Right.
But he takes it to a whole nother level. Like, yeah, we truly were the pinnacle of everything, and now we have fallen. It's a Coldplay line. It's some kings, and now we sweep the streets we used to own, kind of thing.
I think it is one of those sort of, the depth is there. Obviously, he's saying a lot, and I guess. As he's talking, he is trying to have his audience feel what he's feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And what he's feeling is that this is, although it's a change, it's the way of life now. I mean, because it's not, based on my understanding, and I know a lot of people do a lot of things, every strip is not a prostitute, obviously. Yeah. But you're right. There's a lot of something in that particular.
You're selling something. Yeah. At the end of the day, and part of it is gonna compromise your soul in a sense. Like there's a weight that you got to carry, knowing that you are selling your time and what people can perceive as love. Because people go to the strip club. They go there a lot. Some people go there and really fall in love with strippers. You know what I'm saying? They love the idea of it. They love the.
Or they have babies with strippers.
Yeah. Shout out Drake. And I think he does capture that really well emotionally. Even like at the second part of the song when the beat changes, he when he starts rapping, he'll be like, "Strippers in my convos, blah blah blah." He the production around it.
Right.
It's like it's the bass gets more subdued. Everything is sitting back. You have the same kind of structures going on, but they're like pan to the side on each side, and he's like rapping on top of it. And then randomly you'll get like this sad guitar from John Mayer that like comes through. Like he'll say like, "Hit this street saying my bills pay. She keep my bills pay." And you get this dun, 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 like almost like this is now sad. It's like a confirmation. Like, yeah, this is. Like you said, I want you to feel that this is what it is, but this is sad. Yeah. Especially when you heard, like, we were having a great time earlier. We were grooving earlier. It was in your face. It was at the top. The bass was at the top. Right. You know what I'm saying? The same. If we think about it from a pyramid structure, if we're the bass at the lower level now, at the beginning of the song, the bass was at the top of the song. True. And now at the end of the song, it's at the bottom.
So it's been that transition,
the whole flip of the paradigm.
Yeah, that's deep.
I wanted to show you these songs in particular because they both have two parts to them. Okay. So he really does a lot with thinking about music compositionally.
And being able to do a true segue into another dimension.
All right, this is the last song I'm going to show you.
Okay. This is Seigfried.
Seigfried. This might be my favorite Frank Ocean song of all time. It's on Blonde too, so he only has 2 studio albums. I could have went back to his first mixtapes, but I didn't think that would have really served well for capturing where Frank is at currently.
How has he been received in the music world?
Everybody pretty much is in complete, total understanding that he's just a genius.
Okay. So he gets his props.
Yeah, he wrote songs for Beyonce.
Okay.
He's done stuff with Jay-Z and Kanye. He has worked on a bunch of crazy stuff. All the best people in the world want to work on whatever he's working on. Okay. He's pretty much the top dog right now. Okay. And at the same time, completely off the map, completely private. Stays out the way. You will not hear a lick or word from him. People scrounge the internet and the world trying to get a glimpse of Frank Ocean.
I respect that. Because you go into it, I mean, sometimes you have artists who are all about the fame, and even as we talked about earlier, I don't want to always reference another episode, but The Ride by Drake. Yeah. But people go on that ride, and there are so many things that come from that. as you're on your path that comes with that, and you either anticipate it or you are surprised by it, or you just kind of take it as is and you process it. But if you're able to do your work, be able to project your genius and be able to let people see it, and then be low key, I think that says something else about the genius, something else about the commitment to the work, and it's more so the art than the fame or the talk about me.
He's really, I think you touched on it perfectly.
And I think that does speak highly of any true artist, because I do think that some people do it for the money and the fame. I think that the money and fame, I've always felt that you do what you do with passion and you'll be rewarded for that. But if you go out to do something just to get the money and the fame, then you'll sell yourself, you'll prostitute yourself, and you'll do a lot of things that may be acceptable just to get the money, but it may not be the best creative work, because it is about the commercialism of it all versus the work ethic that goes
the
into
artistic integrity.
Absolutely.
This last song is called Seigfried.
That's German, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Oh, before I play this song, so I played this song for my kids.
Right.
I've taught fifth graders, and I played this song for my kids one day as we were all chilling in class, and I had all the lights off, and I played this song for them. And then my kids are 10 years old, like 10 and 11. And this 10-year-old, his name was Devin. He comes up to me, he's like, Mr. Simmons, that song made me feel 5 again. That was amazing. What was that? And I'm literally sitting here like, bro, what? Like,
feel 5 again, huh?
The fact that you could feel that way, is, once again, amazing. Testament to Frank Ocean.
Right.
Testament to the human experience. But the fact that you've already gone through so much at 10. I was teaching Derek Dad school. He's gone through so much at 10 where you're longing for feeling like you were 5. You're already at a 5th grader, already feeling like this life is a lot right now. I wish I could go back to being a 5-year-old. Yeah.
It says a lot. It says a whole bunch of 10. I feel like I was 5. The bygone years.
The markings on your surface, your speckled face, flood crystals hang from your ears. I couldn't gauge your fears. I'd rather live outside. I'd rather live outside. Rather go to jail. I've tried hell. What would you recommend I do? The other side of the world.
We're gonna stop right there.
Yeah.
Whew. What you feeling right now?
I don't know if I'm feeling what you feeling. Is it, I'm trying to, because he comes down and says it's not about his life, somebody else, how Molly must feel. Flawed crystals hang from your ears. I couldn't gauge your fears. Is he self-reflective? He's talking about somebody else.
The multiplicity, so it's both at the same time.
Okay.
Picture this like a therapist.
Okay.
Like he's like going into therapy and he's letting you in on like exactly what he's thinking, kind of thing. I couldn't gauge your fears. I couldn't see what had you. I couldn't understand you. I just wanted to love you. I couldn't understand you. I can't relate to my peers because I'd rather be outside normal conventions, outside of normal society, outside of normal life, outside like in nature.
It says like maybe I'm a fool, maybe I should move and settle 2 kids in a swimming pool, but I'm not brave. So if you're going outside the convention, swimming pool and settling with 2 kids seems like it's conventional. It's
harder to live knowing what he knows. It's harder It's harder to do it the other way.
To settle. Okay.
Like that's a hard thing to live with every day.
That's an option that may be there, but he doesn't want to take that because that still would not be himself.
Yeah, but he's thinking that he wants it's hard both ways.
Because he can't figure out what's going on and what he wants is not coming together. So maybe I could, but he still recognizes that I don't want to go outside of that.
Yeah.
And I'd rather chip my pride.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's saying I'm not brave. I'm not brave for living this life that I'm living, settle someplace with nice views, to live so enigmatically, to be a moving nomad across the earth and the globe all the time. That's not brave. It's braver to love somebody and to settle for life and to not follow your dreams because you don't know what's going to happen. It's going to lead to some level of sadness, some level of resentment. And he's like, I'm not brave. Even though I am doing all this stuff, I still consider that I might want to do that. Maybe I should do that. Maybe that's the right thing to do. I don't know what I'm doing.
Brave would have you take the more traditional route, or being brave would have you stay.
It works both ways.
Okay, so still.
But either way, he's not.
Okay, right. That it works both ways.
Yeah. Everything is duality. Okay. So whatever way you're coming from consciously, it could be one way, or it could be the other. But if you come from where he's coming from, it's both at the same time.
What about been living in an idea from another?
That's my favorite. One of my favorite lines from the whole thing. I feel that way in my life. Like, so one, he says, I'm living in the city, taking in the homeless. Sometimes there's people that don't have homes. Like they don't. They're not aware of who they are. And they're not aware of their own divinity within themselves. They're not aware of the love that they have to give, of what they're existing as. So he's taking in these people and giving them his love. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's the one night stands, or maybe like a relationship here or there. I'm getting to know these people, and I take them in for a period of time, but they never stay. It doesn't ever end in 2 kids in a swimming pool.
Right.
Like, this is just temporary. So this is just what he's doing to pass the time. So it's like all this stuff that we're living in, all this idea of a society at all, the conventional life, the American dream, what life is supposed to be about, it's all been made by a whole nother human being that, to him, you're not any smarter than me. Capitalism is an idea from one man, like, that existed one day, and this idea is propagated over time, and it's created. Societies are based off all these different philosophies, but all these stuff was just born of humans, like of a whole nother human that just had the resources to make their idea the biggest idea that we all live in.
The resonance that keeps an idea alive is, and has sustained, is the results. So capitalism, whatever the ism may be, it had to be started with philosophy, thoughts, way of doing things, but then it takes hold because there's something that results from that.
Like, for him, he doesn't like any of it.
Right. Like, I'd rather live outside. I'd rather live outside. I'd rather go to jail.
I'd rather go to jail, and the jail being living in himself.
Okay.
So when he gets to the part where he's saying, "This is not my life. This is just a fond farewell to a friend. This is not my life. This is not what I'm like." He's talking about himself. Okay. Like, what y'all know is Frank Ocean. This is not me. This isn't my life. This is a friend of mine. I'm speaking from my awareness of the thing that I'm living in. The jail that I'm living in is myself. Okay. I'm in a jail in my head, in my mind. You're walking around in my mind right now. This is what it feels like. I've tried hell. I've tried to live out here, and I've tried to do what y'all want to do. And what would you recommend?
Is this reconciling then? This is not my life. It's just a fond farewell to a friend. Is that a reconciliation of or acceptance of something?
I think it's an acceptance of really just a clarity. A clarity that he's about to speak from. Okay. This is all just deconstructing it completely down. Like, yeah, there's results from the systems that we all living in. But at the end of the day, it's like, this is just an idea from a whole nother, like, nothing about this is divine. We're very much living in a time where this very separated from a natural order of being humans.
What would you recommend I do? This feels like Molly.
So, like, that part is because if you notice the lyrics, it's just like it's like pitched up, and it's like this, it's like almost like a cartoon, and there's like a crescendo of instruments that are going on. So it's kind of just trying to capture the feeling of like ecstasy, of like true ecstasy. So I think that's why he says Molly, just to capture. It's a play on the word ecstasy. Okay. I feel like it's gonna be explained more as we listen, because he's So like, it's a weird place to stop. I just wanted to have like a little conversation.
So just fine, because
he's about to, because it's this life. His life is a fond farewell to Frank Ocean. The way that he's living life, like, this is all like a love letter to himself. Okay. And really making all the music that he makes, the pyramids, all of it is just a love letter to his life that he's living. But that in itself is just one life. If we all think that we all got the same exact awareness, that's just one life that this awareness has lived throughout trillions and trillions of iterations of other lives.
I got you.
Less more roast and more present. Dwell on my gifts for a second. A moment. One solar flare will consume, so why not? Spin this flammable paper on the film that's my life. High flights, inhale the vapor, exhale once and think twice. Eat some shrooms, maybe have a good cry about you. See some colors, light hang glide off the moon. In the dark, I do for you. In the dark, I do for anything for you. I do for anything for you.
So, where's Seigfried come from? I mean, what's that?
So
Yeah.
so throughout it, he's speaking about a lover
Mhm.
in certain parts, and so it's all that duality. It's
Okay.
speaking to himself, but also speaking to this lover.
Right.
Where speaking of Nirvana, it was there.
Mhm.
The love that I had for you. That's all that this was ever about. Was the ability to love myself, but also ability to love another person. The
Mhm.
ability to experience love.
There's a duality again.
Yeah. And then it's rare as the feathers on a dash from a phoenix.
Mhm.
True love is rare. People really don't have that in life. And a lot of people get married, divorce rates are higher than ever. It's not. It's a very high priced commodity, and people will pay anything for it. If everything is a dream, if this is all just a dream of God, right? I'm dreaming about a thought. The thought being his lover, the other person. That could then this thought that I'm having also has thoughts of me. So this thought that I have can also reflect and think back and think of me, and think of the dreamer that thought of the thought in the first place. To think of the dreaming and getting a glimmer of God. All of this is so we can touch love, just so we can get to that point. And I had it with you, and now you're gone.
That's what I was gonna say. It's called relative because based on because it is about each individual and what they need to feel loved. Okay.
I think it matches your consciousness though.
Yeah.
So like if you have a higher understanding or your frequency that you're living at, the love is at a higher level of consciousness and understanding. So like a love at a high, like love is love. You have a pure love, the love that a child has for another kid, puppy love or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like we look at that and it's like you really have feelings for this, but like as adults we know, oh, you just don't know enough yet. You just don't.
And you hear that all the time, but there's some instances, I think rare, but I've seen too many of them, where folks start dating in middle school and they marry and they together 50 years. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't understand it myself. I've always told you and the other children, be able to go through some situations.
Yeah, you
gotta be able to grow, and that first love is not necessarily the love, but
first love is the purest though. It's not purest in the fact that like
it was maybe entered into in a innocent mind. Yeah. Because
and if you can hold on to that, that's good. But I feel like you said, a lot of people grow from going through love and then heartbreak and then growing as a person and reflecting on yourself and growing as a person yourself through this machination of love and the loss of it and the continual nature of it coming back into your life.
Yeah, this is really thought provoking, and I think that's what I like to get to. I think also with his work, I think I would probably be able to understand his lyrics without having.
It's just because he's singing,
and that's a good thing. Yeah, I mean it's a good thing. But I think also this helps me to be able to see in context, what he's trying to say, because still sometimes you're just hearing things. When I'm hearing things, I'm hearing it, but it's not being processed the same way where I can look at this and actually see how he's intending it to be delivered. Okay, because I'm seeing the words. I'm not imagining. I'm not thinking of what I do hear. A word I hear, that's something happens to me all the time where I'm hearing something like you said, shift and shift.
Yeah, night shift, day shift.
And you tend to overlay some of that with what you're feeling or what you're thinking or what you can identify with. What makes sense to you, right. So this is good. But yeah, I'm a fan. I mean, I what was the thing? Was it what was the song he did? Was it about cocaine? Was
Nights?
Was that Nights? But there was another song he did, wasn't it?
That was Weekend. I Can't Feel My Face.
Okay.
Yeah, singers love cocaine.
My bad. Okay.
One solar flare will consume, so why not spend this flammable paper on the film? It's all a movie. Like all that, I'm just looking through this lens and seeing it as a movie. So why not use all this money? Why not go all this kind of way? And then he gets to the part like, I'll do anything for you in the dark.
Right.
And I take that to mean a couple different things. in the dark of just the bedroom, I would have done anything for you, my lover. Also, I would do anything for the people in the dark to what this awareness is, what's going on right now. People that are still stuck in what these cycles, in the nights and the days, and all this kind of people that haven't grown up yet, people that haven't experienced that true love, are in the dark on love, are going through their lives with a lack of love or things that they are misguided in believing is love. There's a lot of people that think they're being loved, and it's not love. It's abuse. It's pain. It's being lied to. It's that relative kind of nature we talked about. At the end, he's like, "I'll do anything," and he has these double falsettos on both sides of the earphones. If you listen to it in earphones, and it almost sounds like an angel's wings fluttering.
Wow.
Like the imagery that he evokes with his voice is just so glorious, and then the guitar just in the background just lullabying you and filling up the whole kind of frame of the composition, floating off as all these thoughts are happening, and you're questioning what love is. Is this all a dream? We're all just thoughts thinking? We're all living inside these constructed ideas, and you just want to be outside of all of this, but you can't escape it.
I was thinking that it was kind of like really intense. I'll do anything for you.
Yeah.
In the dark was throwing me off, because in the dark is one of those things where you could duality piece. You could think of it being that, I'll do anything as long as it's not in the light of day, or not. Maybe not light of day is not the right choice of words, but it seemed more so that I do anything for you, but it's gonna be still in the darkness of whatever we are experiencing, as opposed to the light of the day of what everybody expects us to do or expects us to experience. Now, I'll do this too, and this may be a disservice to Frank Ocean. It seemed like he may be talking more on what I'm hearing more about male love than female love. May not be.
Yeah, so the point of the album is, well,
he broke up with somebody.
I mean, this is love from a different lifetime to him, like Conference Sounds. But the point is that his own experience, whether it is a guy or a girl, it doesn't really matter.
I got you. I feel that.
And he usually speaks about things in like a coded kind of language where it's ambiguous.
It is, yeah.
And that goes towards...
He doesn't say he or she.
Yeah, it's always a duality. So like, as a girl can listen to this and still 100% be like, I've experienced this exact thing. And a guy can listen to it and be like, I've experienced this exact thing, because love is just love.
Obviously, his production value is high, because all those things that you get, you help to spotlight the changes and the different things, but as you listen to it, you're feeling those things. Okay, and I think that
something to be felt. Definitely.
Yeah, that speaks to his the nuance of the music, but also the construction, the time it takes. So it's all good. It's all good.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, so this is my next to Kendrick and Donald Glover at times. Those three to me are some of the best artists on the planet right now.
Very good.
And Frank Ocean, what he does with music, the intentionality that he puts behind it, just the thought process, like how much depth is in his lyrics, and especially for a person like me, I love depth and I love multiplicity and duality to like. Jay-Z is really good. Right. Every bar is triple entendres and gives you a lot to think about. He does that while making it sound pretty.
Is it also ending up by saying that the love was unrequited, or that love is now gone and that the future is what? I mean, does it have that?
The next song on the album covers it, or one of the songs on the album covers it. He talks about it in Godspeed, like, I will always love you like I do. I'll let go of a prayer for you. It's like you just sweet words. He talks about how this love was like, the love doesn't ever go anywhere. But
I do think true love does not go anywhere. True love stays around even if the two aren't together. The lovers aren't together.
And that's why it's rare. You know what I'm saying? Because it's rare you meet people that if they do you dirty, you still like, I ain't got nothing but good things to say about you. I still have these positive feelings at the end of all of it. This is a good thing that we had. You have a wife, you know what I'm saying?
I've been married 39 years.
You've been married 30. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But it's rare you meet individuals that give you that feeling where you...
Well, I got married when I was 27, which is close to where you are now. And one of the reasons I got married was because I did love your mother. but I also felt that she loved me. Okay, and that was important to me, for me to have that sense of love. It was kind of unconditional, because at that stage of my life, I thought I had experienced quite a few situations that would give me some ideas, where you try to develop your understanding of what it is that you want to be around, what it is you want to be about. And so at 27, I thought I had seen a lot, dated, been able to meet different personalities. And so when I met your mother, something about her that gave me comfort, gave me a chance to relax and to accept the love, versus maybe chasing after something that I wanted to be. It seemed like there were a lot of things that just came naturally. Okay, that rhymed, didn't it? Yeah. And not talking, too much about the personal life, but how she is today is the way I saw her then, and you can attest to
I
how
have the
she
greatest
is.
mother in the world.
Right.
She's the most wonderful person I think I've ever met.
So it means a lot for me to have been able to, at 27, to have identified that person as the one that I can spend the rest of my life with.
It makes me think about it's a song. Frank Ocean did a cover of it, but at your best, we're
At
love.
your best, we are.
And I think that's true of anybody. Like, when the closer you get to being the highest version of yourself, when we're at our pinnacle of what we are, it's just love. Like, you become a vessel for love, a true vessel. And I think Mom does a good job at that. Like, she's always extending love and going out of her way for other people. And
True.
all kinds of stuff. But I think what we accept the love that we think we deserve, or we accept the love we think we deserve. So you recognizing that in her, also, you're also simultaneously recognizing that in yourself.
True.
You think that, and you are a person that you're capable of this same kind of unconditional, unwavering kind of love.
Right.
And that's, like I said, that true love.
It's a match. It's a meeting.
It's a meeting, but it's also rare. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people.
Touche.
There's a lot of people that be in relationships, even if they go 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
There's people that do not like each other.
Yeah.
That are married.
I
You
know
know what I'm
of them.
saying?
I know of
You know
them.
what I'm saying? I have friends that are in relationships right now. They're like, they're probably gonna get married to these girls. Like, they've been dating for 5-6 years.
Right.
And I just be thinking, like, you don't really love her.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I have a hard time. I have a lot of folks I've known over the years who have not been able to find what they thought was true love. And I think that it may have been a misguided attempt. I mean, not necessarily knowing. Like, you made a comment about I expected certain things, and so that I deserved X, Y, Z. But I know I've had friends who could never trust anybody enough to give them completely, because they always thought there was ulterior motive or something else. And what I always have done, even in meeting your mother, prior to your mother, dated women, and I would venture to say this may go viral. Who knows? And the women who know will know. But I've dated women in the past who they thought I was the one. Mm-hmm. They just were so kind of whatever about the fact that I was not. I'm not with them now. When I finally met somebody who I thought I really cared about, it was like night and day. And everybody who I've been with before, insofar as, because I never, I date people, but insofar as the declaring girlfriend, boyfriend, or we're together and letting people know that was rare. But the ones I did, it was like, okay, this is cool. It's all good. But there was never any future thought. There was never any kind of thing where I'm going to be with her the rest of my life. Never felt that. Yeah. I saw something that really got my attention, really made me understand the difference between past relationships and that one.
Because you think it's love until you get real love.
Right. I thought that was really different. I never, although I thought it may be one of those kind of endings, it wasn't supposed to end that way, and it did not end that way. Mm-hmm. So it was a glimpse of what I thought love could be, but you're absolutely right. When all is said and done, the one I'm with for 39 years is the one that I truly love and truly love me.
And all those things in the past prepared you for
that.
Yeah, so that you would be a prepared person. Because another point that you said, it was about friends that you were like, they were saying that they couldn't trust somebody enough to love them. They had ulterior motives, and that is honestly a reflection of self.
True.
Because then if you're thinking this about other people, it's because deep inside
It's projecting, yeah.
You're projecting that. So, thank you for watching us discuss love and the depth and intentionality of Frank Ocean. I'm glad. Did you enjoy it, Frank?
I enjoy that. Yeah, I really did. I always enjoy when we get together.
He makes great music. I also enjoy our conversations about the music. Keep tuning in. There'll be more Dad Reacts. We're gonna try to hit maybe one episode per week. I'm gonna try to crank that out just so people can have a schedule to know what we coming with. But I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want us to react to something, please let us know in the comments. And I'm peacing out. Was it peace, love?
Peace, love, and power.
Peace.